Have you ever felt that strange emptiness when you realize nothing you do will ever really matter? That no one will remember your name, that every dream, every struggle, every victory will vanish like smoke in time? That's not depression talking. That's reality. Today we will talk about the terrifying truth, why nothing actually matters, nihilism. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. The terrifying truth, why nothing actually matters, nihilism. Nihilism is a philosophical viewpoint asserting that life is without objective meaning, purpose, or intrinsic value. Derived from the Latin word nihil, meaning nothing. This perspective is not merely a mood of despair, but a radical skepticism applied across various domains of human existence. It posits that all human pursuits, achievements, and creations are ultimately senseless in the grand, indifferent cosmos. While often associated with pessimism, nihilism, in its philosophical breadth, is a profound confrontation with the absence of a preordained order or divine mandate that might imbue existence with universally binding significance. Existential nihilism, the meaningless life. The most common and emotionally charged form, existential nihilism, directly addresses the human condition, claiming that life in the universe has no inherent value, meaning, or purpose. Our species is a cosmic accident. Our lives are a fleeting blip in geological time, and our triumphs and sufferings will be utterly forgotten in the eventual heat death or cosmic dispersion of the universe. This view suggests that the individual's life is insignificant against the backdrop of infinity. Since there is no higher reason for our existence, the effort to live a meaningful life is a tragic illusion, a self-soothing invention to stave off the crushing wave of reality. The anxiety this realization provokes is often termed existential dread. Moral, ethical nihilism. The illusion of right and wrong. Closely related to existential nihilism is moral or ethical nihilism, which denies the objective existence of moral facts or truths. This position argues that there are no intrinsically right or wrong actions. Moral values are not discovered but are merely human constructs, socially enforced rules, emotional reactions, or personal preferences. If there is no God or transcendent moral lawgiver, and if our sense of goodness is merely a product of evolution for social cohesion, then moral claims like murder is wrong have no grounding in external, objective reality. They are simply subjective opinions, albeit powerfully felt ones. This is the truth that reveals all morality to be fundamentally baseless. Epistemological nihilism. The denial of truth. Epistemological nihilism is an extreme skepticism that challenges the very possibility of knowledge or objective truth. While a general skeptic might question the certainty of certain knowledge claims, the epistemological nihilist asserts that either knowledge itself does not exist, or, if it does, it is entirely unattainable by the human mind. Every belief is thus reduced to an unsubstantiated opinion, and there is no reliable, independent framework to definitively assess which opinion is correct. This branch suggests that all scientific, philosophical, and everyday truths are ultimately baseless and relative to the perspective of the observer, annihilating the grounds for rational discourse itself. Metaphysical and cosmic nihilism, the empty cosmos. This form takes the denial of value to the level of the universe's fundamental nature. Metaphysical nihilism may argue that the universe could have been empty, asserting there is no necessary reason for anything to exist rather than nothing. It challenges the necessity of composite objects, like tables or planets, sometimes claiming only simple, fundamental particles truly exist. Cosmic nihilism specifically views nature and the cosmos as unintelligible and indifferent to human concerns. There is no cosmic purpose, design, or overarching narrative in the stellar processes. The universe does not care if humanity thrives or perishes. The grandeur of the cosmos is matched only by its profound apathy. Historical development, from Russia to Nietzsche. Though traces of nihilistic thought can be found in ancient philosophies, the term gained philosophical traction in the 19th century. Russian author Ivan Turgenev popularized the word in his 1862 novel, Fathers and Sons, where the character Bazarov embodies a rejection of all authority and inherited principles. However, the most significant philosophical exploration came from Friedrich Nietzsche. He diagnosed nihilism as the inevitable cultural crisis resulting from the death of God, the collapse of Christianity, and the subsequent loss of a universal foundation for morality and meaning. Nietzsche saw this as a catastrophic devaluation of all former values, a psychological state where the ultimate why has no answer. The paradox of nihilism, creation and destruction. Nihilism presents a profound paradox in its potential outcomes. The realization that nothing matters can lead to two seemingly opposite responses. Passive nihilism, which Nietzsche warned against, results in a resigned apathy, despair, or self-destruction, as life is deemed worthless and an end in itself. Conversely, active nihilism sees the collapse of old values as a moment of liberation and opportunity. Since there are no intrinsic values, the active nihilist is free to destroy the old baseless systems and, more importantly, create their own values and meaning in an otherwise meaningless world. This drive is a core component of Nietzsche's call for the Übermensch, Overman. Philosophical cousins and responses. The absurd. Nihilism forms a crucial background for several related modern philosophies. Existentialism, Sartre de Beauvoir, acknowledges the existential nihilistic premise of a meaningless universe, but insists that humans are therefore radically free to create their own subjective meaning through choice and action. Existence precedes essence. Absurdism, Camus, accepts the fundamental contradiction between humanity's innate desire for meaning and the universe's indifferent silence. The absurdist embraces this absurd tension, neither ignoring the meaninglessness, nihilism, nor seeking to resolve it, existentialism or religion, but instead finding joy in rebellion, freedom, and passion despite the ultimate lack of purpose. The terrifying truth of nihilism is, for some, the greatest spur for a self-authored life, the weight of nothingness and the dawn of freedom. The terrifying truth of nihilism is that it offers no comfort, no divine promise, and no objective meaning. It is the ultimate philosophical confrontation with the universe's profound indifference. Yet in this chilling realization lies its paradoxical power. Once the bedrock of eternal values has been shattered, the weight of cosmic expectation is lifted. The meaningless void, when stared into long enough, can cease to be a source of despair and become the canvas for radical self-creation. Nihilism, therefore, is not the end of value, but rather the devaluation of objective value, clearing the way for the individual to affirm life, not in spite of its purposelessness, but because of the absolute freedom that purposelessness affords. To recognize that nothing inherently matters is the first step toward deciding what you will make matter. The empowering abyss. However, the final chapter of nihilism is not one of mere despair. As diagnosed by Nietzsche, this total devaluation of values simultaneously presents the highest form of freedom. By embracing the terrifying truth that nothing is preordained, the void ceases to be a destination and becomes a blank canvas. The journey beyond nihilism, toward philosophies like existentialism or absurdism, is the powerful realization that while we cannot find meaning, we are utterly free to create and affirm our own subjective values, passions, and purposes, making them matter profoundly, even if only for the brief, incandescent duration of our mortal lives. The empowering abyss demands that we become the source of our own light in the cosmic darkness. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.